Hey guys, you want to play a game? What game? The game is called Find the Difference. Find the difference between this side and this side. Like, look carefully. And look carefully. No, it's not that this one is repaired. That's different, but there's something else. Did you spot it? Okay, one more time. One side, the other side. Okay, I'll give it out. I haven't spotted it so far too. I just spotted it today. So don't be ashamed. So look at this here. That's how it needs to be. So the grill is a little bit recessed inside, right? Look at this here. The grill is at the same level. You see? A step, no step. So that's it, the difference. Somebody made some weird repair here at some point. Yep. Look at this. It's so obvious, but I haven't seen it so far. It's been only 1 year since this car is in my garage. Anyways, so hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Rusty Beauties Restorations, in which we restore the 1966 GT6. And in this episode, I think we're gonna do something productive on this side because all these little repairs, they were so annoying. I guess even watching the video was annoying in the last episode. So we should do something productive today. So let's get crack-a-lacking. So what would be more productive than putting this together? Because you see what happens here. So this side, as you know, the fender with the clicos, so I took it off, but when we put it with the clicos, it goes in the exact position where it needs to be. All the repairs here underneath are done, so I can actually paint this now, maybe, so it can start drying. But the rest of the repairs are gonna be easier to be done with the fender on and on the car, maybe. So we need to put it back on the car. But to put it back on the car, I think first I should replace this because it's snapped. You see, this part is totally detached from up there. So I think just to make it more stable, we have this part somewhere. I don't know where it is, but we have this part, so maybe we should take this old one out and maybe do this repair here. We have to take the grill out, and this grill unfortunately is not the best, like it's done, I believe. So we're gonna take it out. We're gonna do this repair, maybe not completely, maybe just with clicos and stuff, but just to make this more stable. Even the triangular piece, maybe we can put, I can maybe repair this, because this fender as well, we know that it is in the right place. It is clicod where it's supposed to be on this side. So maybe we should do this repair. Again, I'm jumping ahead of myself, but what I'm saying is that with that side, I'm done so far. I don't want to do anything else before I put it back on the car. So let's see what we can do on this side to make this more stable. Let me see if I can remove the grill safely, even though it's broken, but not to break it more than that. I know that I tried before and the screws are not coming off, and these are captive nuts in the back. So I might need to drill the screws. I don't know. Of course that's not gonna work, so can't take this out. I'm gonna cut them they do have washers, so I can grind the head of the screw all the way to the washer. Well, okay. One done. Couple more to go. Huh. This one is gonna be impossible here. Even this is good. So, okay. Well, unfortunately, it's not in a great shape, but we took it out without damaging it even further. So these are the captive nuts with brackets. I think we should buy these.
Captive nuts added to your shopping list.
Thank you. Alright. So this one is in a better shape, but still it's broken here. I don't know if this can be repaired, because I know that these are not available. So we either have to find a used one or see if we can repair these. At least here it looks in not too bad of a shape. But look at this here. Yeah. Okay, so obviously we have to cut it here. So it can go to the position where it belongs. Can't even reach there. I don't even know how they did that. Okay. Have to weld this back together. Okay, so it looks like we have to repair this first, right? So we can position this where it belongs, like this, and then this gusset. But before that, actually, we have to clean up the rest of this. So it was spot welded here. Well, I guess we can remove the pipe too, so we can remove everything from here. Okay, so this doesn't come out, and this is the broken one that we need to weld. But at least the tube is in a good shape. It's not rusted. It's only surface rust, so we're gonna repair that as well. All the parts are here, so I can get rid of this now, get rid of this, and it looks so much better already. Alright, so I removed this piece completely from up here and from down there. Actually, I just left the flange. I still need to get rid of this, but I left it here because it gives me more or less the angle on which it is mounted, because you see it's mounted on an angle. And I'm just gonna leave it there for now. for approximate positioning. And before I actually fit the new piece, I think I'm gonna get rid also of the remainings of this old triangular piece that was there. We have the new one sitting over there, so I'm gonna get rid of that as well, so we can actually fit everything at the same time and see how it fits. Like this. I think we removed everything that we needed to remove. So this is our new piece, and it should fit behind there and down there. Ah, okay. Okay. Okay, so something like that. This can be pushed down a little bit, but I guess there's stuff here in the gap. So when we're replacing the flange, we're gonna take care of that. Here we have to clean up this gusset because there's still more parts of the old piece, that one down there. So we need to clean that. This corner we have to do the same thing as what we did on this side. Well, actually this one is not here, but you see how this is making a turn. So here it's gonna have to make, we're gonna have to make the same V-shaped cut there, get rid of this little corner here and bend this flange so we can put these close together. When we get rid of this flange here, when we clean up this gusset, we're gonna try to fit it there properly, but it's getting there. Here it doesn't line up exactly where it was before, the old one, but I'm guessing that's how it needs to be because it matches the triangular piece and all that. Maybe the wheel well needs to be twisted so it matches the same position as before here. I don't know, but yeah, that's the progress so far. I'm gonna take this off now and modify it here. I'm gonna clean up this flange and we're gonna assemble it again. All right, that's better. But I think first we should start with repairing this entire piece like on the other side, and this one is affected more. Well, here it is solid metal, but they drilled so many holes that I don't know if it is easier to fill them up. So we'll see, but we have to repair this part, and even this part here. It's very thin, has rust here, so I'm gonna cut it somewhere here, and we will see how far down there we're gonna go. But I need to repair them one by one. I can't make one piece, like I can, but it is probably, it's not worth the time to make one piece. So I think I'm gonna start from this side. We're gonna make one. We're gonna keep this flange here for reference for how long this piece needs to be, and then maybe this L-shaped or J-shaped piece we can make one piece like on the other side. We will see. Let me start with this one. Okay, so I cut whatever rust was here and I bent this piece to pretty much the same angle as here. So now that's how it goes. And now I'm gonna mark here inside where to bend the piece down, and I'm gonna mark here where to cut it more or less. Okay, so this side we're gonna cut because we don't need it. That's where this piece is gonna end, this side, because this is this side, right? So we're gonna get rid of a portion here. Here we're gonna cut it shorter and we're gonna bend this as a flange. Something like this. Okay, it's not necessarily gonna be this big. I'm just making it, we might need to make it smaller. especially on this side, because we're gonna make this one longer. I wanna end it somewhere here, so we have smaller flange to deal with here, because we're gonna need to bend this by hand. Something like that. So here we don't need to go that far, so I'm gonna shorten this. I think that's good. So we're gonna tuck it in the corner here first to make sure this line is nice, and everything else we can adjust. So I went ahead and welded it and ground it, and now we can move on to the next one, which I marked. I think that's how I'm gonna cut it. Even though there's little pits here, I think I'm gonna try to weld this, or we'll see when we take it off. We'll see how the metal is there, but I'm gonna try to fill this. I don't wanna go too high. Also here, I'm gonna try to fill this with the brass piece behind, and I'm gonna fill them up. Here, I'm just gonna get rid of all these holes. I'm gonna be welding here somewhere, so it doesn't really matter where. So I'm just gonna get rid of all these holes, make new piece like this. I made a template this time that supposedly matches the angle, so I know how to bend the two flanges, and I'm gonna go from there. Let me cut this off now. There's something really satisfying in cutting rust away and seeing only solid metal here remaining. We need this for the curve, and this I can't go too deep without removing the fender, but I don't want to remove the fender, so we'll figure out another way. Are you singing? Huh? Are you a singer? Somehow this sound makes him sing. Probably his ears hurt. Okay, let's make the patch. Last time I made it shorter on this side. This time I think I screwed it up here. That's fine, we're gonna make a small piece for there. Okay, let's bend the other flange. looks like I didn't record most of what I've done here after I bent this flange. Anyways, I brought it here and I just started trimming a little bit at a time to match this line. I put it on and off like a million times, so I was thinking how I'm not gonna show the whole process, but I'm gonna show just putting it on, marking it, then bringing it back cut and marking it different way, and it was gonna be like tunk, 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 tunk until it matches. Not gonna happen, I'm sorry. Okay, so that's pretty much okay now. Let's go ahead and weld it, or at least start tacking it. If all you see is the back of my head or the rim of my hat, tap me on the shoulder and I'll move. Okay, that's better. So now I'm gonna go ahead and weld it, and let's see if it's gonna warp again. I'm gonna be cooling it down, of course. Alright, it's actually like 4 days later, I think. I don't know. Lots of days later, because as I was welding, we ran out of power. There was a major storm here in Ontario, and it was like big thing. We had over 60 hours without power, and there's parts of Ontario that are still without power, and they say that it's gonna take probably a week because there were trees down and electrical poles down, and lots of things happened. So anyways, I borrowed this generator from my friend Eugene, so that saved me. At least for the house we had enough power to have water, because we're on well, so without power we don't have even water. So it was fun with 4 kids and 2 pets. Anyways, we survived thanks to this guy, and thanks to this, because the house is equipped for this thing. So there was this board that allows you to switch between utility power and generator. So I didn't need to do major rewiring here and stuff. I had to open the board, now I need to close it because I didn't know how it worked. So I needed to look at the wiring to figure it out how it works, and I figured it out. So we have this beautiful setup here for generator. Obviously previous tenants or owners of the house had the same issue, and they invested in this beautiful piece of equipment. Anyways, now we are back on the Rusty Beauty, and I can finish welding this and grinding it, and then figure out where we were standing, because I forgot. Okay, that didn't turn too bad. I mean, actually it's pretty good. I was able to weld this. There were 2 holes here that I welded, there was 1 hole here that I welded, and I think that's where we're gonna leave it. So next, I think we should take this out. Actually, we should take everything apart, clean the rest of this flange over there, and maybe paint inside, and then we can assemble again this part. Like, we can assemble the whole thing again and take out the triangular piece and maybe spot weld this in 2-3 places, only in the upper end where it is solid. Weld it here so we can have some more integrity to the bonnet, so we can actually put it back on the car maybe. Here too I need to do something. For whatever reason, this gusset here on this side is on the outside, but here, I don't know how it ended up on the inside. I'm not sure if it is from the factory, so I don't know. They are not attached at all, so maybe I should remove this gusset and just make another one, or see if this one is solid enough to put it back in. This gusset here too, I think I'm gonna replace it because there's some pitted metal here from this cross member, and maybe we should change the end of it. Anyways, let me take it apart and clean it inside so we can paint it, and we will see. We'll go from there. It's like so many things that I don't even know where to start from. All right, so I removed this gusset from here. I actually cut this one off too because you see it's very pitted, and I got carried away and I cleaned the entire mouth here, the mouth, if I can call it, or whatever. Removed this also, and now I'm gonna put some rust converter, and in the meantime I'm gonna start making this gusset and this one, and I'll show you when they're done. I guess they're not too complicated. Okay, so this hole here wasn't rust, it was like somebody accidentally cut it with an angle grinder, I guess, when they were doing all these other repairs here. So I just filled it up and it worked well. I extended this piece of metal here, and now we can make a gusset for here. I made the other one already. I made this one already, and I painted the back. Like, it's nothing complicated. I just put a hammer. Oh, it's still wet. I just put a hammer on the vise and bend this around it, and it fits pretty well. So we're gonna weld it, but first let me dry this. Yeah, the rust converter did whatever it did, so I'm gonna dry this now, paint it, and we're gonna weld this gusset. But while the paint is drying here, we're gonna make the other one. All right, so everything is assembled again, and this gusset is welded. I cleaned it up just a little bit. This gusset is clamped here, so I can spot weld it here now to the plate that we just welded there. Then we're gonna remove the triangular piece. We're gonna spot weld the black piece to the gusset here. The idea is to spot weld this to the black piece that's inside the overlap. However, I didn't think of that. I'm not sure if that black paint is conductive, so I don't know if the spot welds are gonna work. Same here. I wanted to spot weld it in few places. However, I don't know if the spot welds are gonna work on that black paint. If they don't, oh my god, I'm gonna have to take everything apart and clean the paint and put weld through primer and assemble it again. So let's see. Actually, first I'm gonna weld this bar here so it doesn't move, because when I remove the clamps it might move, and I just took the height from the other side and position it here, so I don't want it to move. So let me weld it here first. There was brazing here before, that's why it's smoking like that, but it's fine now. So now let's remove the triangular piece. This gasket is gonna open, but oh, it didn't. Fine. Alright, let's see now if the black paint is gonna allow us to do spot welds. Please. No. No. Okay. I'm gonna mark the exact position of this so I can put it back exactly. That works better. Come on. Doesn't work there. It moves on me. Let me do a few more here, and there I'm just gonna weld it. So now I think we should weld this bracket. I'm gonna clean this up, I'm gonna weld this bracket, and we're gonna put it back on temporarily because it's gonna come back out when it's time for paint and everything, and then we're gonna take care of the tube. But now I wanna put it on so we can actually mount it solidly on the car and start repairing everything else. All right, that's what it looks like. I welded it here. Here I increased my voltage, so I made my welding hotter so it can penetrate as deep as possible. And I welded it also on this side, a little bit on the two sides, and that's where I'm gonna leave it for now. And I'm gonna assemble it. Later we're gonna take these again and we're gonna clean them and paint them, etc. But for now that's where we're gonna leave it, so we can put it on the bonnet and eventually the bonnet on the car. There you go. So it's mounted everywhere and it fits like a glove. The holes match. This hole here matches, so now it is nice and solid. It's not going anywhere. Should we put it on the car? I think so. Alright, so I was able to put it myself and it landed right where it belongs. So now it's time to find the hinge bolts and their bushings there and everything and put them where they belong, so we can secure the bonnet finally and then adjust this gap with those bolts. I have the hinge bolts here in the bonnet, but I don't know if that's what came off, but I don't know if these are the bolts actually, because I remember there was something wrong. But I think here we're gonna go with the video. I think we have more than enough, and I haven't posted a video in a long time, so it's a good idea to stop here, and tonight I'm gonna try to edit it and upload it so you can see that I'm still alive after the storm. Yeah, that was pretty bad. They say 120 kilometers per hour gusts, something like that. Not really sure. Anyway, so that's gonna be it for today, guys. I'm not gonna hold you anymore. I want to thank you one more time for being here with me in the garage, keeping me company. Thank you for watching, for commenting, for subscribing, for supporting me financially. And if you don't support me financially, you might consider becoming a Patreon. No, that's not necessary in order to watch my videos. They are all for free, but if you feel like saying thank you, Elin, for your videos, you can become a Patreon by clicking on the link in the description, which is gonna take you to my Patreon page, and there you can see what you can do to support me. Or you can just choose to send me a one-time donation at any amount that you wish, and you can do that by sending a PayPal transfer to my email, which is elin.yakov@trustedbeauties.com. With that, guys, I'm gonna sign off. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.